Hello everyone, this is Mumbo here, welcome back, and today we are back on the Hermitcraft server. It is episode 47, and we're currently over here in Hermit Hills, ready to start recording another video. And I've got to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, we are not going to be staying over here for much longer, because you will be happy to hear that we're going to be working over at the Mumbo Jumbo in today's episode. It has been a long time coming. Some of you have been complaining down in the comment section that I haven't been doing much base work recently, and you know what? Gonna have to agree with you. It has been a while since I've done anything over at my base, which I suppose I like. I don't mind that too much. I've been doing a lot of community projects and things. Of course, we did the Easter egg hunt. We've been doing a few little farms and other bits and pieces, things in Hermit Thrills. It's all been a lot of fun, but I feel like we have to get back down to business and start doing some of the Mumbo Jumbo stuff. So you've got that to look forward to in today's episode. But before we begin, before we actually head over there, what I thought I would do is I would quickly mention that I'm ever so thankful to you guys for the amount of support that we received on the April Fool's Day videos. Now, I know that was a couple of weeks ago now, or at least a week ago, I suppose, but they went down so very well. I do apologise for those of you who believed it. I know there was quite a few of you that actually believed that Bluestone was a thing, and if you haven't heard yet, yes, it was a hoax. It doesn't actually exist, which is a shame because it's such an awesome feature, but yes, I completely made it up. But you guys got really involved, and a lot of you really enjoyed it, so I just want to say a massive thank you for all the lovely comments and all the support. It was brilliant. It was a lot of fun uploading videos, and I can't wait to do the same thing next year. We're getting some very, very peculiar lag spikes right now. It's not like a frame rate issue. It seems to be a server issue. But anyway, while I am dealing with this, I thought I would quickly mention what we're going to be doing at the start of this episode, because it's been a while. It has been a while since I've done something like this. Basically, I took a look in my resources chest recently, and it's not looking good. We are running low on resources. We really are. We are running out, and I've got plenty of ambitious projects, loads of things that I want to do, and that's going to cause some problems because of course we don't have enough resources to do them, and that's going to be slowing me down. So what we're going to be doing at the start of today's episode is we're going to be doing the good old-fashioned mining challenge. What I want you guys to do is go down to the comment section, let me know how many resources you think I'm going to get in 1 hour of mining. I'm going to time-lapse this thing so you can see the whole process, and it should be a lot of fun. I haven't done one of these for a while, so hopefully I get lucky, get tons of diamonds, tons of resources, and should end up having plenty of stuff to work with. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it has been done. We have done the full hour-long mining session. I have to say, I got mega lucky in that one. I can't remember the last time I got that lucky in a 1 hour mining session. We managed to get ourselves a ton of diamonds and a ton of resources. So let's take a look in the inventory, and as you can see, 42 diamonds in 1 hour. 42! In fact, I would say that is probably getting on the most diamonds I've ever got in one of those mining sessions, so I have to say, pretty happy with that one. Also, we got a bunch of redstone, bunch of lapis as well. A few little bits of cobblestone, of course, but we also got some coal and everything like that. So yes, I am very, very happy with that mining session. Gone absolutely wonderfully. and we've managed to get ourselves a bunch of resources. But there we go, the lag spikes have come back. I don't know what is causing those. I am actually running Optifine, so I think I'm going to have to close down my Minecraft and restart it. Honestly, don't know what that problem is because it seems to be coming back and forth, and as you can see, it makes the game fairly unplayable, as it's really quite frustrating. But anyway, I'm going to head back over to the storage area, chuck in all of my items, and I'll give you an idea as to what we're going to be doing in today's episode. Oh, for goodness sake! This keeps on happening. I mean, the number of times I've been creepered over the past couple of episodes is actually starting to get a little bit ridiculous. In fact, at the start of one of the previous episodes, I do believe a creeper blew up that hill there, and it seems like one of his mates has just come in and blown up the area just down beneath it next to my storage area. Thankfully, didn't destroy any of my chests, and I still have all my items, but that is... Oh, it's just one of those things. It drives me mad. You stay back. Stay back! I don't have a very good sword! Oh, that was close. Okay then, now that all of that is pretty much all fixed up, I still need to get some spruce wood for this pillar, but I'll do that slightly later on. I'm going to start discussing with you what we are going to be doing in today's episode, because we're going to be working on an automatic tree farm. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. I know what you're thinking. Why are you not working on the storage area? Why are you not doing the automatic item sorting and all that sort of thing? But the issue is that a storage area of that size needs a lot of chests, and it needs a lot of hoppers, which means that they need quite a lot of chests. And that means that we're going to need a huge quantity of wood, and I thought it would be good to set ourselves up with some form of automatic tree farm to do all of that for us. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making a new section to the Mumbo Jumbo. It is going to be heading off in this direction, and it will go into the tree farming room. So I guess the first thing that I'm going to have to start doing in today's episode is I'm going to have to start breaking some more blocks, clearing out a large area so that we can build this thing. A couple minutes, and more importantly, a couple Easter eggs later, we have cleared out the area. I have been snacking on cream eggs whilst doing some mining, and trust me, it makes the time fly much faster. But yes, we have got an area now to place down our tree farm. Now, if you're wondering why it is so big, don't worry. The actual redstone circuitry for this build is very compact, but of course, you have to have the log storage area, which takes up quite a bit of space. It takes up a 12 by 12 area, hence the reason that this room is quite so big. But anyway, we have now got plenty of space to build the tree farm. I will just point out that we aren't going to be doing any decorating of this area in today's episode. That will probably follow maybe in a later episode, as I want to get my ideas together, make sure that it all looks very nice indeed. Today, it is all about the automation, the industrialization, and the building of sweet redstone devices. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hop into my redstone testing world, and I'll show you the design that we're going to be using. So here we are then, this is what we are going to be building, and some of you might recognise this build from Hermitcraft Series 2, or if you've been around for a very long time indeed, you might recognise it from an old redstone tutorial. I believe I uploaded that on Christmas Day in 2013, back when I was full of youthful energy and exuberance. I don't particularly enjoy watching back my old videos, but you can find a link to this one down in the description if you do want to check it out, because of course a tutorial is involved, and you'll be able to see how to build it. Even if the video is just a little bit too energetic for me these days, it's still quite good. But anyway, this is what we're going to be building. It's a very compact circuit. It looks pretty good, works absolute wonders. It served me very well on Hermitcraft Series 2, and I cannot wait to get it constructed on Hermitcraft Series 3. Now, I just want to warn you guys just a little bit that this episode is going to be quite workhorsey. That's how I'd describe it. Basically, I'm going to work on this project, and then I'll probably end up doing just a bunch of jump cuts, trying to explain what I'm doing and what I've recently been working on, because otherwise, this project is going to take a very long time indeed, and it's going to be quite a long and boring episode. So instead, I thought I would try my best to keep it quick, keep it snappy, so you can see what I'm up to. So yes, first things first, I have managed to get quite a lot of the groundwork done. So this is all of the stuff that is going on underground. What we have here is we have got the redstone clock that controls the dispenser that is going to be firing out the bone meal. If you just chuck that in there, you will see it's being fired out. And one common myth, I always see this in the comment section, is despite all of these particles, none of this bone meal is actually being used. The only time that the bone meal will ever get used if a sapling is placed in front of it. So there we go, that debunks that one, in case you were wondering. But anyway, out the back here we have just got the redstone clock as well as the update clock for this piston down here, and what that will actually do is it will detect when a block has been placed. So for example, if we shut down this block here, you should see that this piston here extends, and that will actually activate the entire circuit. So that means that the whole system will activate when the tree actually grows, and that quite simply uses redstone running through the block to bud power the piston. So it's quite a simple little circuit. We have got the beginnings going on. This here is just the start of the double extender. It is going to push all the trees across. So now I've got to wire up all of that stuff, as well as start placing down all of the leaf crushers. Further progress has been made on the tree farm. We have done the double piston extender here, so if I just flick this lever to turn on the mechanism and then chuck down a block, you will see that all of these pistons extend and they push the block out of the way, which is good. It is pushing all of the blocks off in this direction, and that is where we are going to be taking them to their storage unit. So that is progress. That is one of the main parts of the build. In fact, it's the most important part of the build because that is our tree pusher. So yeah, it's coming along pretty well. We've still got a bunch of stuff to do, though. We've still got to do the leaf crushers, the tree transportation, the block storage, and yes, it's going to be pretty long-winded, but we are making progress, and I'm feeling pretty positive about this one. So I'm going to switch this thing off before I just go absolutely mad with that horrendous noise, and let's start constructing these leaf crushers. I honestly cannot wait to not have to do this anymore. Although it's a pretty efficient way of getting plenty of wood, it's just one of those things. It's so very boring. I cannot wait to have redstone involved, pistons moving, blocks being pushed. That's what I like. And this, it's just going to be a thing of the past, I hope. Alright, so I just thought I would do a little bit of work on camera here because it has been a while. We have not done any work on camera in today's episode. So what I'm working on here is I'm working on the back end leaf crushers. And I've actually alternated the design just a little bit. I've made a little alteration that hopefully is going to work. It's always a little bit worrying when I alter my own redstone designs because generally speaking, that breaks pretty much everything. But we'll have to wait and see, okay? This is one of those things, it makes life a little bit easier. I noticed something in the original design that I believe is redundant. It doesn't actually need to be there. So it's always good to try and make your designs a little bit more efficient in terms of resources and how much redstone they are going to be using. But yes, we just need to run the redstone out the back across like this, and then into this repeater that is going to be set to 2 ticks because it has to be running behind everything else because otherwise it will get in the way. But we are also going to need another set of redstone up at the top there. But anyway, I'm just going to give it a test, okay? We might as well give it a test before we wire all of it up. So I'll quickly remove all of my temporary blocks and let's give it a bash, okay? So we'll flick on the system. Okay, that is up and running. And if you place down a block, that looked like it worked. I think that might have just worked. I'm not seeing any issues there. I'm not seeing any issues in the slightest. All of those pistons are extending. They are all in sync. Nothing is breaking. I mean, that's pretty happy days for me. You may notice that the top pistons obviously aren't extending. That's because we haven't wired those ones up yet. But that's looking pretty good. I think that's actually a decent alteration to the design. Makes it a little bit easier to build, a little bit more resource friendly. So yes, I'll do the top layer of pistons there, and of course I'll also start work on the other set of leaf crushers, and then we should have ourselves an almost complete tree farm. This is coming together quite well. Seriously, what is it with me today? I mean, honestly, what is going on with creepers and my storage area? Have they introduced creeper spawners or something? Is there one, like, directly underneath my storage area place? Because it definitely feels like that. But anyway, I'm actually going to continue with here, because what we're going to be doing is we're going to be heading back over to my new Fandangle tree farm, and we're going to be giving it a bit of a test, because I can happily admit that everything is now done. Everything is done and dusted. We have got all of the leaf crushers in place. It is all looking good. And mechanically, it is sound. Everything is functional. I can see that all of the leaf crushers are working. Our tree pusher is working as well. So, in theory, this should all work. So, what I'm going to do is I'll quickly show you the mechanics working in action with the placement of a block. So, let's just flick on the lever. That will turn everything on there. And we'll place down, say, this iron block here. And you should see it gets pushed across and all of these pistons extend as well. So, here we go. There it was. Okay, that's that. So that's working now. But anyway, we have got to give this a test. We've got no bone meal in here. We'll chuck some bone meal in the dispenser. And let's give it a go. Placing down my oak. It grew! And it got pushed. And all of the leaves got crushed. Oh, that is perfect. Let's see if we got any saplings in that. It doesn't look like we did. But that worked. I was not expecting that to work for some reason. I thought I might have messed up the measurements. Perhaps it was too low a ceiling to grow. But that worked perfectly. Did you see how fast that thing grew? Oh, let's do that again. Let's try it again. Let's chuck down our tree. And, yep, it's grown. Oh, boy. Boy, oh, boy, have I missed that. What a fun mechanism. Okay, well, now what I've got to do is I have got to do the tree transportation. So we've got to move all of these blocks across like this, and they're going to travel right the way across the room, all the way over to here. Then they're going to get pushed across like this, and then pushed back across like this in a nice large block, so that we can just come along with our efficiency 5 axe and just take all of them out. So once again, I've made a slight modification to the original design. Instead of hooking up all of these pistons here to this circuit, which is what we had originally, instead we're using a smart piston circuit. As you can see, reacts very quickly to all of these blocks here, which is good, but there is one slight problem, and you might be able to spot it, and that is the fact that if this whole thing fills up, okay, the whole thing has to fill up for this to happen, which is going to be pretty rare because that will involve farming one heck of a lot of wood. But if it does happen, then these blocks here will continue forth. They will just travel across like this, and because these pistons won't be able to push, they will travel across and actually end up breaking this redstone. So that's something to watch out for. It's something that could go wrong, but I'm going to work with that for the minute because I can't think of a better way to solve that problem. But anyway, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly construct the other smart piston that is going to be pushing the blocks across like this. Then of course we will have the wall of pistons going right the way across this side as well. But while I do this, I thought I would have a quick chat to you about, once again, game design. I keep doing this, but it's because it's become my newfound hobby. For those of you who follow me on Twitter, you will have seen quite a lot of the screenshots from the little mini game that I'm working on here, and I have to say once again, I am really enjoying it. This is the first thing that I've decided to start working on properly, okay? A lot of my originals were of course physics tests, trying to work out what everything did, and that's perfectly fine. That's the best way to begin, but I thought this time around I would actually try working on something with artwork, and it's tough because I'm trying to make sure that everything is a little bit more polished than previous ones, and that means that it's quite time consuming. For example, with the physics tests and all the play tests and things, if I got it working first time, for example, if I tried to work out how to do something first time, then I'll be like, good, okay, that works. It doesn't matter how laggy it was or how not particularly correct it was, it worked, and that was absolutely fine by me. Whereas this time around, I'm trying to do things properly, make sure that they're optimized and things, and yes, it means it's quite tough, but I'm having a blast, and the game is actually coming along fairly nicely. I've tweeted a few screenshots of the artwork and things on Twitter, and a lot of you really seem to like it. A lot of you are really getting behind that, so that's good to see as well. And I'm feeling pretty positive. I really am feeling pretty positive about the whole situation. Who knows if I'm going to release it? I probably won't end up releasing it because it's just one of those things. It's one of my early games, and it's just something fun to work on to try and, you know, get my skills together. But it's good fun, and who knows, maybe one day I might end up releasing one of these. But anyway, as you can see, our smart piston is now functional. It is pushing all of the blocks across like this. So now I've got to start work on the massive wall of pistons that is going to be going on this side. That's going to require quite a lot of resources. Right, here goes. We're going to give the entire transportation system a real quick test. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place down a bunch of blocks in front of this smart piston here, and we should see that they'll make their way over to the other smart piston. That angle really caught me out then. I thought we were right the way there, but right, it looks like it is pushing those blocks across just fine and dandy. We have got no destruction whatsoever, and then when it gets to the end, we should see that this entire piston wall will move. Okay, you ready? And yes! Oh, the actual system is working, but we have got some broken redstone there. Let's take a look at that, because I just want to check things out. It's probably just redstone that I've dropped down. Perhaps I broke it earlier on. It's looking, yeah, it's looking like everything's in order, I would have thought. Right, well, the system works. It all seems to be working. Oh boy! Alright, so we've actually got this thing up and running. Wow, okay, so we've got the tree transportation system working, we've got the tree farm working, which means that the whole system is all done. I can't believe it. I can't believe we've actually managed to get this done in today's episode. I know what you're thinking, you know, it's not too big of a project, but the time is really tight at the minute. I'm actually going on holiday on Thursday, on the day that this releases. I will be in sunny Portugal, so I'm having to record all of my videos in a very short space of time. But I am very happy that we have managed to get this project done. This is something that I've wanted for a very long time indeed, and we have finally got it up and running. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is all I've got time for today. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to hit that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.